Hi, today we're at Eaton Canyon Natural Area. This is a county park, a very well-known destination for hiking in LA County. This is in the foothills of the beautiful San Gabriel Mountains behind me. And what you can see here is the very rare flowing Eaton Canyon wash that actually has water in it. It's very rare for it to have water in it, but when we do have a wetter than average winter, you do start to see some flow here. Today we're going to take a look at the four main plant communities or ecosystems that a hiker is likely going to be hiking in, where most of the trails in our parklands go through. This video is suitable for both students who are in environmental sciences or ecology, physical geography, as well as those who are just interested in knowing a little bit more about the major ecosystems and plant communities that can be found here in Southern California. Although this is an area that's in the foothills of the San Gabriel Mountains, the type of plant communities we're going to be talking about are pretty consistent along all of coastal Southern California, from Santa Barbara down to south of San Diego into Baja California, and everywhere basically on this side of those mountains that you see behind me. So that's mountain behind me is on the way to Mount Wilson. It's a pretty well-known mountain in the San Gabriels here, where they have like a lot of antenna towers and an observatory on top of. Way on the other side of this mountain range, you get into true high desert, which we'll cover in another video. But yeah, before we move on and we take a look at the four different plant communities, I wanted to point out a couple things. So there's a lot of small channels in this stream. Every time there's a flash flood, a new path gets carved, a new channel gets created, and there's actually multiple channels crisscrossing here. Wherever you get flash floods, you get a river pattern called braided. Okay, and so literally the channels crisscross each other just like hair braids do. Okay, so the four plant communities that we're going to take a little tour of today is a coastal sage scrub. Okay, that's probably one of the most common ones you're going to see. It's mostly composed of low shrubs that typically don't get above your knees. Full of a lot of great smelling plants, including true sages. We're going to look at true chaparral, which is a little bit more larger shrubs, darker green, more evergreen kind of shrubs, and very difficult to walk through. We're going to be looking at an oak woodland, which can be found on north-facing sides of our slopes and in ravines where you don't get as much evaporation throughout the year. And the final is looking at riparian. Okay, so something a little bit more like true forest with truly full-size trees, deciduous trees, trees that look like something that you'd find in the eastern part of the country, which can really only be found in places where the water table is high. Okay, where the groundwater is close enough to the surface where trees like sycamores and alders can consume moisture. Okay, so with that, we're going to move on, and we're going to look at a closer look at some coastal sage scrub.